Hi guys, it's Raven, and honestly, I'm not doing shit today. Me and my sister back there.
I don't want to be seen. I hate people.
She doesn't mean that. But me and my sister, we're gonna go to the park. What is this? Oh, sorry guys. I was trying to fix the tripod. We're gonna go to the park and think about our future and what we're gonna do for our joined channel. But before we do that, I'm probably gonna put up this laundry because it needs to be put up. So I'm gonna do that, and I guess while I do this, I could talk to you guys and start this story time about this horrible guy I met in a mental hospital. So give me a second. Okay guys, so what happened was, I'd say around like, the dates might be wrong, so to anybody who watches this and they know the exact timeline, then just let me know in the comments. But all I know is I went to a mental hospital for the second time. The first time I was a kid, second time I was an adult. I'm all better now, thanks for asking. And while I was there, I met this guy named Austin James White, which I don't even know if that was his real name. And we liked each other, obviously, so we started dating, and I got out the hospital before he did, and we would still talk on the phone because you could call people when you were there, of course, like your family and stuff. So he would call me when he had like phone time, and like we would talk and everything was good. You know, it was my first relationship. I was young. I believe I was 19. I was young, I was dumb, you know, and in love. But so we talked and everything, and then I told my mom, and I told her that like I was dating somebody and everything, and I asked her if he could stay with us because he said he had nowhere to go. So she agreed, and she said she gave us like rules that we had to follow and everything. And so everything was going good and everything. My cousin had told him that if he was gonna be with me, that he needed to get a job and be a man and support me. And I guess he didn't like that, but he didn't tell us, he showed us. Because what happened was my cousin got him a job, and he left that morning to go to work. And then I figured, okay, well, he's going to work, so let me get up and start cleaning the house. So I went to go wash the dishes, and we had like our sink was right here, and then right there was like a window that we could see outside. So I was just washing the dishes. I got like a few dishes washed, and then I look over and I see him coming back, and I was like, dude, it hasn't even been 30 minutes. What is he doing? What is he doing here, you know? So he comes in limping because he hurt his leg at work. And so, you know, like I tell him, well, okay, like, are you all right and everything? And he said, no, like my leg hurts and everything. And I was like, okay, well, when my mom gets home, we can go to the hospital. And he was like, no. So I was like, okay. So I just let it go, and we stayed at my mom's for a little bit longer. She caught us doing the nasties, which it wasn't even worth it because it wasn't even good, with his shrimp. Anyways, so she kicked him out, and my dumbass decided to like follow. Well, what happened was, okay, we were already done, and then my mom went out of her room to go to the restroom, and like, you know, like when you know you're caught, so like you just like hurry up and try to like put your clothes on and stuff. So that's what we did, and of course my mom's not an idiot, so she knew. And she like called me to the room and she was like, what were y'all doing? And it's like, I hate when parents do that. Like, dude, you already called us, you already know what we were doing, like, why are you gonna do that to me, you know? So like, I told her I don't know what you want me to say. And so she went out there, she kicked him out, and I went to put my shoes on because one of my coping mechanisms for when I'm like not feeling the best mentally is like to take a walk. And so I was gonna go take a walk, but and my mom was like, no, I just kicked him out, like, what do you think you're doing? And I was like, I'm gonna go take a walk, that's one of my coping mechanisms. And she was like, no. And I was like, how do you want me to heal and you won't even let me go calm down? And she was like, no. So guys, don't ever do this, listen to your parents. I was an idiot and I called the cops on my own mother. And she was on the phone with the guy she was talking to at the time, and he told her that like I'm playing because like and everything, and he was just like, if she wants to be grown, just let her go. And my mom finally like got away from the front door so I could go. And by that time I had already like packed a bag and everything, and I was calling the authorities, and they were like, we can't understand you, we need you to stop crying. And I finally told them like, well, I'm 19 and my mom's not letting me leave. And they were like, okay, we're gonna send somebody out there and everything. And then like my mom finally let me go and everything. So the cops were like, well, do you need somebody? And I was like, no, she let me go. And they were like, okay. So I hung up and everything. Then I found Austin, and then we ended up honestly that night we ended up sleeping under a tree, not for that long. And then we ended up going to Walmart, which we didn't have no money, and I was tired, so I ended up falling asleep on him at the bench at Walmart. And you know, because like how some Walmarts have like benches inside you could sit at. And so we were sitting there and I was tired, so I fell asleep for probably like a good 20 minutes. And when I woke up, he had $20 and a Twix, and I was like, all right, but so he was like, are you hungry and everything? And I was like, yeah, a little bit. So he gave me like a piece of Twix, and then we went to Whataburger, and
You know that Walmart has those meals. They used to be $5.99, but now I think they're like $6.99. And you literally get like wings or tenders and 2 sides.
See, we didn't know that. So we ended up going to Whataburger, and I think I only ended up getting a meal because he figured we weren't gonna have enough for both of us. And so we ate and everything, and then eventually we ended up at my dad's. I don't know how to fold that. I don't. Eventually we ended up at my dad's, and my dad let us stay there for a little bit. This is where it gets dark. We stayed there for a little bit, and then Austin, one day, he ended up having a seizure, which I'm not making fun of people who do have seizures, but I honestly generally don't think that he had any medical conditions or anything wrong with him. I think he would just like act to get attention and stuff. So he had a seizure and he went full out, guys. Like, I'm talking about full out. Like, the nigga pissed on himself. So he did that, and then he had to like go take a shower and clean himself up, obviously, because he's a grown-ass man. I'm not gonna help him with that. That was disgusting. And he didn't even have the common sense to wash it. Well, because like my dad, like, he didn't have washer and dryer connection, so we had to like go to a laundromat to wash. So, but like, he could have had like the common decency to like at least hand wash it and everything. So like, no, he just threw it in the dirty clothes with piss all over it, his pants. And I was like, dude, like, after a couple of days it started to smell. And my dad was like, yeah, I can't take it no more. So he like got that whole bucket and threw all the clothes away. So
He threw y'all's clothes away.
well, his clothes, not mine.
Oh, okay.
He threw his clothes away and everything, or at least those pants and whatever else was like touching it and stuff. And so yeah, guys, he went full out. Maybe it was real, maybe he was doing it for attention, I don't know. But after a while, okay, I'm gonna give y'all a trigger warning for this next part. If y'all are too young, or if y'all what's the word I'm looking for, if y'all
are sensitive to the subject.
Yes, or if y'all are sensitive to the subject of SA, then go ahead and fast forward a little bit, or click off now, whatever you prefer to do. And so one night I was asleep, and our sleeping arrangement was because my dad had one couch, and I tried to sleep on that couch, and Austin was like, no, I want you to sleep with me. So what we ended up doing was we ended up making a bed out of blankets, and we would sleep on that. And so one night came, and honestly, guys, excuse me if I cry. I don't think I will, but if I do. So one night came, and I was asleep, and he woke me up, and he was like, I'm in the mood, you know. And I was like, dude, I'm trying to sleep, leave me alone. And he just kept asking and asking, and he was like, come on, please, like, it'll be quick. I know it'll be quick. And he was just like, please, please, and everything. Like, so I told him no like at least 8 times, and like eventually, like, I was just like, dude, like, leave me alone. So eventually I just said yes to get it over with. But before I said yes, I started crying, and he was like, why are you crying? I'm just trying to love you. Bombastic side eye. So I was like, dude, like, leave me alone. Excuse me. So we did it, and everything, or he did it at least, and I just went back to sleep. And for everybody who's gonna come for me in the comments and be like, well, that should have been the day you left, or why didn't you tell your dad? It's not always that easy. And it's weird because when it happened to me as a kid, when I was 11, like, I had enough courage to like tell my teachers and everything, like, the next day that after it happened. But like as an adult, like, I don't know if I just like got like stuck because I was like, dude, like, this has happened before, and like I felt like I let myself down because I was like, why didn't you protect yourself? But I kind of just got like, you know, like, this has happened before, like, what do I do, you know? So anyways, that happened. And then yes, I did still stay with him after that. And I feel bad, and if my mom sees this, or if she's hearing me record this, I really do apologize to you, Mom, for everything. I'm sorry, and I truly should have listened to you, because mama knows best, for real. Like, that's not just a saying, like, moms do know. And so like I want to say a day before my mom's birthday, like, because my mom had called me, and she like my brothers were gonna take her out to eat, like, and pay for everybody and everything. And like, I told my mom yeah, and my mom told me what time to be ready and everything. And but like a day before that, we had asked my dad if he could like take us to his hometown. But before we left, I literally told Austin, I asked him, I was like, are you sure, like, we're gonna be good? Like, we have somewhere to stay, we have transportation, we're gonna have a way to go fill out job applications to get a job, and if we do get a job, we're gonna have rides there and back, right? And he was like, yeah, everything's covered, I got everything. Bombastic side eye. Anyways, we get there, it's like the dead ass middle of the night, and like, we end up going to his little brother's trailer. And like, I couldn't see the filth that I was living in, or about to start living in and sleeping in, because it was so late. So like, we just went to bed, and then when I woke up the next morning, I was like, where am I? Because like, dude, like, that trailer was so disgusting. Like, first off, they had a microwave in their bathroom. Second of all, straight cold water. Third of all, they didn't even have a stove. They had an air fryer. They didn't even have groceries. There was dog shit everywhere, dude. Like, they had like 12 dogs, and like it was just filthy, disgusting. And like, that was like a hoarder's worst nightmare. Like, a hoarder wouldn't even want to live there. Like, that's how bad it was. And so I was like, dude, like, and like, I was stuck because like I couldn't do anything, but I could, but I wasn't thinking, because my brother had given me his government phone to use while I was down there, to like stay in contact with them and everything. And so we ended up waking up and everything, and got ready for the day as much as we could and everything. And he was like, well, I want to go see my stepdad. And mind you guys, his leg was still hurt, so like the fact that he wanted us to walk all the way to his stepdad's trailer, which was like halfway across Odessa, not halfway across, but like on the other side of Odessa. And I was like, all right, dude. So we started walking, and he was walking slow because his leg was hurting. And even at one point we had to stop and like rest and everything. And then we kept walking, and then, which, shout out to the people in Odessa, because there are a bunch of really sweet people there. So this lady and her son, they saw us walking and they saw him limping, and she like pulled over and she was like, do you guys need a ride? Like, I see you limping and you shouldn't be walking on that. And like Austin was like, yeah, we'll take a ride. And she was like, where are y'all headed? And he told her like his stepdad's trailer and stuff. So we got to his stepdad's trailer was actually nice. Like, it was cleaned, there was no shit anywhere. Like, he actually had hot water. Like, I was actually able to take a shower and everything. I even stole a roll of toilet paper because his little brother didn't have no toilet paper at his house. So we ended up, I think we stayed the night there. And once again, we had to sleep on the floor because Austin didn't have no fucking bed in his room. He had like a chair that like, it didn't recline out, but it was like already reclined. So anyways, we stayed at his dad's for a little bit, and everything was going good and everything. And then one day, his leg was hurting so badly that he actually wanted to go to the hospital, which is crazy. He didn't want to go when we were down here, but like he wanted to go when we were down there. So anyways, we went to the hospital, and the doctors gave him crutches and stuff, like, so I guess something actually was wrong. But while we were there, I asked this nurse, because like when I get too stressed, I'll end up like having faint episodes. So I asked one of the nurses like what she thought it could be, and she was like, well, since you're not a patient, I can't give you any information. I was like, all right, damn, that's crazy, but all right. So I went back to the curtain with Austin because they didn't have rooms there. They had like curtains and like hospital beds and stuff. And I don't know, he said something to make me mad, to piss me off. So I started to text my mom on the government phone. And at the time, my mom didn't have a car, so I was like, Mom, is there any way you could find a way to come get? And like, that's all I typed out. And then he like literally, okay, like, this is like the phone, right? But it was like way smaller and like an Android and a government phone, and it was already like cracked, mind you. So it was already on like its last straw. So like, he took the phone, he saw what I was typing, and he was like, oh, you're trying to leave me? Guys, like, he literally got the phone and he broke that bitch in half. Like, it was done for. Like, I was trapped. Like, I had no way back home at that point. And I started crying, dude, and then I started shaking like as if I was gonna pass out. And he was like, why are you crying? Like, you're okay. Like, I don't know why you're trying to leave me. And he was like, just calm down, babe. I see you shaking. You're gonna end up passing out and everything. And I was like, dude, like, I was so done at that point. Like, so, oh, and we were like walking to the hospital. I left out a part. We were walking to the hospital and we ended up getting a ride there. Like, this guy, he ended up giving us a ride the rest of the way, which shout out to people in Odessa. They're really nice people. It was just a bad experience because the person I was with. So, you know, we leave the hospital. He has his crutches and everything. We go back to his stepdad's. The next day, he's like, okay, we need to find a way to make money because I need to get my birth certificate so we can get a job. And so what his stepdad would do to make extra money on the side, he would like wash people's car windows like with paper towels and like spray. What is it? Window cleaner. Yeah. So he was like, this is what my stepdad does and everything. Like, he was like, would you be willing to go to the gas station and do that for a little bit and make us a little bit of money? And I was like, dude, fine, whatever. So like, he asked his stepdad like for his supplies and stuff. So I ended up going down to the gas station, and I'm not gonna lie, like, that was a pretty good side hustle though, because I made like damn near $50 just being out there for like 2 hours. And then there was also this really nice lady that bought me donuts too. So shout out to her. She gave me $20 and then she bought me like 3 packs of donuts, like just the small little packs, you know, they have like 5 or 6 in them. Which I ended up getting 1 pack because fat ass Austin ate the rest. And so anyways, like, I was going back to his stepdad's trailer, and then here he comes with his crutches down the road, and he was like, oh, like, you were gone for so long, I was just going to check on you and making sure you were okay.
I bet you he waited outside the window, saw you coming, and then pretended like he was.
For real.
You should have beat him with those crutches.
Nah, for real though. But so yeah, and then with the money, we ended up not even getting his birth certificate because he was like, well, we can get more money later and everything. So we ended up getting the green, if you know what I mean. We ended up getting the green instead, and I forgot what we did with the rest of the money. I think we bought like snacks or some shit. And so the next day we ended up going back to his little brother's trailer because his little brother is like suicidal and stuff because his girlfriend just like cheated on him or left him or some shit. And he told Austin like he was gonna kill himself and everything. So we ended up going back there, and Austin is like, you're alright. Like, he talked to him and everything, and he was like, we're gonna go get some green, and or try to go find some green. And so we were out there like looking, and he went to like different people that he knew and everything and asked them, and they all like didn't have any, or they said no. And so this guy ends up pulling up on us, and he's like, hey, and at that point it was already late. He was like, hey, like, what are y'all guys doing and everything? And like Austin talked to him and told him it and everything. And he was like, oh yeah, I got y'all, like, I can get y'all some green and everything. And Austin had told him too. He was like, well, we don't have no money. And he was like, oh no, that's fine. So we get in his car, and like we're driving for at least like an hour and a half. And like Austin asked him too. He was like, are we still in Odessa? And he was like, yeah, you're good and everything. And don't judge me, I think I have a booger. So he ended up we ended up at like a trap trailer. And so we ended up at a trap trailer. So what happened was, like, we were there for a good little bit, and they had green, but they had what do I call it?
Snow.
No, it wasn't snow. It was they had damn, I don't know what to call it, but it wasn't snow, but it was like another substance, you know. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I just don't know what to call it. So they had that there, and they asked me if I've ever done it, and I was like, no, 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 no. And Austin was like, well, can I get a hit? And because he's done it before, and like when I say he was blowing clouds, because they were doing it out of a bong, he was blowing clouds of that shit. And like they looked at me and they're like, you want to try? And I was like, no. And I was like, I'm just waiting on the green. And they were like, oh yeah, let me grab that for you. And so they gave it to me, and then they gave me a pipe too. And so like I took a few hits of that because I was stressed. And the guy that brought us there, like he ended up leaving, and like we didn't know where he went. So we ended up like staying there for a little bit with like the other people, the other guys that were there. There was like one other girl there, but she ended up leaving too. And so like eventually, like I don't know what happened, but eventually everybody ended up leaving. And then like Austin like looked at me and he was like, what do we do? And I was like, well, we should probably just wait on the guy that brought us here. And he was like, no, because like what if they come back and they freak out and they don't remember that we're here and everything? And I was like, oh, damn. I was like, damn, you're right. So like we started walking, but before we left, I was like, should we take some shit? And he was like, no, because what if they find us? And I was like, but like I think he was on like, since he was on that stuff, he was paranoid. So I was like, yeah, no, you're right. So like we got our green and everything, and then we like ended up walking, and this husky started following us, and like we tried to get it to go back and everything. Like we even walked it back to the trailer park and everything, and it still kept following us. So we ended up naming it Scar from Lion King, and we kept it for a little bit, and or at least for that whole time. So dude, we were walking for like hours, and mind you, I was the only one that had a jacket. So like he ended up getting cold, and he was like, I'm cold, like let me get your jacket. And I was like, fuck. And anybody that really knows me, they know that I hate being cold, like hate it with a passion. And so I was just like, whatever. And he was like, we could switch back every like 10-15 minutes. And I was like, fine, whatever. So I gave him the jacket, then I put my arms in my shirt because I was cold. And like we just kept switching and everything. And I was starting to get tired, dude. And like I was like, dude, can we take a break? So like we stopped somewhere and we took a break and everything. And I was like, dude, should we just sleep here for the night? And he was like, no, because like if somebody sees us, like we could probably get in trouble and stuff. And I was like, dude, whatever. So we kept walking and walking and walking, and then we stopped at a store to take another break. And then we okay. Okay, dude, this shit was hilarious, dude. Like at the time it was so funny. Like you just had to be there. What happened is we kept walking, and okay guys, he didn't have his crutches at this time, so we kept walking and he ended up falling in a ditch. Dude. And then he was so mad. Like I tried so hard not to laugh. Like I had to like look away and like do like a quick little laugh. And then he was like, don't be laughing, help me. I should have. My sister said I should have left him there, but I should have. But like, so I helped him out and everything, and he started limping again, and eventually we got back to his little brother's trailer with the green, and then his little brother like smoked up all the green, and his little brother's mom told us that we couldn't have Shadow there or Scar there. Not Shadow. Well, we couldn't have Scar there, so Austin told me like just to like walk somewhere and leave him there. So like I tried several times, guys. Like mind you, I tried probably like 5 times to like walk this dog somewhere in different directions too. Like I went down this road, then he followed me back to the trailer, so I went to this road and like took a turn, and then he followed me back and everything. So guys, I know I was wrong and everything, so what I did was like I tied him to like a tree or something, and then like I took off and everything, but he still got loose and everything. So I was like, dude, And like, so I went back and I told Austin, I was like, dude, like, I've tried and tried and tried, like, I can't get this dog to like leave, you know. And so he was like, well, here, like, take this and like tie it really, really tight and everything. So like I did, but like it just wasn't working. Like this dog was like stuck to us, or at least me. And so like we eventually just gave up, and like we just like let the dog be and everything. So like we took the dog in and everything, like it was our dog and everything. And like it was like homeless with us and everything, because like basically we were homeless, because what happened was like his stepdad like was gonna end up moving into a house, and he told us that we could have that trailer for as long as we could. So we went back and it had no electricity, so we had to like burn napkins to stay warm and everything. And he figured that motherfucker was like, you're hogging up all the blankets. So like he got on the couch and everything, and I stayed on the floor. I was like, bitch, I don't want you by me anyways. So like and he was like, you keep hitting my leg and it hurts. And I was like, dude, like like this dude was so fucking toxic, dude. And if I just would have listened to my mother, I would have never been in that situation. But so like eventually we make it through the night. Then we go to a church. They feed us. They give us clothes and everything. And we meet one of his friends. And his friend has an RV that he says we can stay in. So like they end up getting hungry and everything. So they're like, we're gonna go get I think we agreed on chicken. They were like, we're gonna go get chicken and some green and everything. So like they come, I take a nap because I'm tired. So like I go to sleep and everything, and then I wake up and they're back, and I'm like, oh hey guys, like where's the green? Because I was really looking forward to that. And they're like, we ended up not getting green. We got I'm just gonna call it clouds. If y'all know what I'm talking, it's not snow, but I'm just gonna call it clouds. If y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. But they said they ended up getting clouds and pizza. So like I was just like, dude, whatever. I was really looking forward to the green, but whatever. So like I just get like 2 pieces of pizza, I eat them, and then I go back to sleep. Then I wake up to the cops being there, and I'm like, oh shit, what's happening? So the cops end up getting all of our information besides Austin's, because he said he was sex trafficked, which I don't believe him. And if you are a victim of that, I really am sorry. And I'm not making fun of you or anything, but like in this case, I really don't think he was. I think he was just manipulative and a narcissist. So they got all of our information and everything, and it turns out that that guy couldn't be parked there, or I don't even think that was his RV. So we ended up going back to his little brother's house. We stopped at a church and everything, and we got donuts and everything. Like they gave us donuts, and on the walk back to his little brother's trailer, he tells me, oh yeah, I've known that guy for a long time and everything, but I did forget to mention that he doesn't like black people. He said that they're in a gang where they try to like harm unalive black people. And bro, I'm half black. And dude, that's the kicker. He told me that too. Sorry, I'm stuttering because it's just so it makes me so mad to think about. But he told me too. He was like, "Oh, but don't worry, sweetie. He wouldn't have hurt you because you're not full black." Dude, like you mean to tell me you left me alone with this guy, and I could have been unalived? Anyways, we make it to the little brother's trailer, and when we get there, like the mom calls me in, and she's like, hey, some people came by for you and they were looking for you, but they left their numbers. Turns out it was my mom and dad. They went to go look for me, which is crazy because my mom does not like my dad and everything, but she rode in a car with him for 2 hours just to go find me. Like that's how much my mom fucking loves me, and I love you too, mom. But I called them and I let them know I'm okay and that I'm back over there and everything. And my mom was like, well, we were looking for you and like we couldn't find you, so we just came back home and everything. And I was like, all right. So then probably like 2 days later, Austin wakes up. He takes a cold ass shower. I wasn't gonna do that because I hate being cold. And call me what you want, but I would rather be dirty than cold. And he gets ready and everything, and he's like, well, I'm gonna go to, and I don't know why, but he was like, I'm gonna go talk to my ex. And I was like, excuse me? And he was like, he said, my mom's over there. Like, she finally got back in town. And I'm like, why the fuck is your mom at your ex? I didn't tell him that, but I was thinking it anyway. So like, we go outside because I was gonna go with him, and I see my dad's car, and like in my head I was like, oh my god, my dad's here. And then I see my mom get out, and I'm like, oh my god, my mom's here. So like, I got so fucking happy, dude. Like, I forgot he even existed. I ran to my mom and like I hugged her, and she was like, are you okay, mija? Like, she was checking me out and everything, and I was like, yes mom, I'm alright, I'm alright, I'm just happy to see you. And so like, he comes behind and he's like, well, I'm just gonna go tell my mom, like go talk to my mom and tell her bye and everything. Like, he thought he was coming back. And like, my mom was like, he can't stay with us, mija. And I was like, okay, well, I was gonna ask my dad. And she was like, your dad even said no. And I was like, all right. And I was like, so he ended up walking away and everything, going down the street, and like, he turned the corner finally. And I told my mom, well, all right, if we're gonna go, we gotta go now while he's gone. And she was like, well, go get your stuff real quick, hurry. So like, I ran in and I got my stuff and everything. I'm not gonna lie, I hit a quick lick. I took like 2 torches, I took 2 pocket knives, and that was it. And in the process of doing that, I forgot my blanket, because like, we had put it outside under a shelf because they didn't have enough room in their trailer, that dirty ass trailer. And then like, we get in the car and we take off. And then like, we take off, and I look back and I see him coming back down the road, and I'm like, sorry for your loss. And so sorry guys, my fingers keep peeling. So
No, I said what happened.
alright guys, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. So we end up leaving and everything. I come back home, and then he calls my dad, because like, that lady still had my dad's number and stuff. I think he tried to call my mom, but my mom was not gonna answer him. Sorry guys, my mom doesn't answer phone calls that she doesn't know. And so we get back home, he calls my dad, and he's like, that's messed up. She said she wasn't gonna leave me. My grandpa just, and she said, he said, my grandpa just passed away, and like, that's wrong that she left me and everything. And I was like, tiny violin. But like, if his grandpa honestly did pass away, I do feel sorry for his loss, because I've lost my grandpa too, and I know how that feels and everything. But like, I don't know if I could trust anything he said, honestly. And I did leave out a part of the story. So while we were here and my dad kicked us out, or like, he didn't kick us out, but we just decided to leave, we ended up going to Grace Campus, a homeless shelter here. And I honestly feel like the only reason we got in is because he lied to them and told them that I was pregnant, which I did have a pregnancy scare when I was there, because I didn't get my period for 1 month. But I think it was just because I was stressing. And then I got it the next month, and I was like, oh my god, thank goodness, because I would not want to have a baby with him. I would still take care of my baby, of course, but like, I would not like his father, and I would not allow his father or her father to be around her, especially if it was a baby girl. Even if it was a son, a baby boy, like, I still wouldn't. But like, yeah guys, that was my story time on surviving my toxic narcissist ex. So ladies in Odessa, if you come across a guy that just tells you what you want to hear, and he takes you to a trailer with 12 dogs, you're gonna know it's him. Don't walk away, sweetie. Run. And I mean run like the Flash. But yeah guys, I love you guys, and with much peace and unconditional love, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.